If you're attracted to me, I can be attracted to you.
The person speaking isn't who you'd expect.
Understand, I'm the professional here.
He's her counselor, and she's his client.
I felt hurt by you.
She's there to confront him.
I felt manipulated by you.
She recorded it secretly for more than 2 hours.
I did not want him to be able to continue to do what he had done to me. I didn't want him to be able to do it to other people.
She asked us not to use her real name. We're calling her Emily.
I saw him once a week over the course of about 10 months.
In 2018, Emily sought help for anxiety from licensed professional counselor Max Duran.
I would say the process of him being inappropriate was very incremental.
She says over time she began having feelings for him, and she told him about it.
Ultimately, I think he took that and used that as a way to be abusive.
It's not uncommon for a client to feel supported and to then transfer into that thinking that there's a romantic connection.
Shannon Thomas specializes in counseling abuse victims.
We go into therapy for, trust, for a place to feel safe. A predatory therapist zeroes in on that and will absolutely exploit it.
I didn't walk out of therapy feeling good.
Emily says after about 8 months it had escalated to kissing and fondling.
I do know what I did wrong. Okay. And I take responsibility for that.
I said, how? You're not quitting your job. You're not getting help yourself.
If I have that reputation, I've been suspended for breaching boundaries. It's over for me. You don't need to strip away my license to teach me a lesson.
But Emily did think he should lose his license. So she reported Duran to the state's Health and Human Services Department in 2019, and she gave them the recording. Records show at that time the department was years behind investigating complaints filed against counselors and therapists.
Oh, it was the worst mess ever.
Attorney Kenda Dalrymple represents licensed professionals.
It was very common to have complaints that would sit 3, 4, 5, 6 years before something would happen.
Kind of a long, troubled past is what leads to my current agency.
Daryl Spinks serves as executive director of the Texas Behavioral Health Executive Council. The state legislature created the council in 2019 to clean up the mess. The council began with a backlog of 1,400 cases. So if you complained about a licensed professional counselor, good luck on your complaint really going anywhere.
Yeah, it probably wasn't going to go anywhere. It was probably just going to sit.
But they trimmed the backlog.
We threw manpower at it.
But before the council could get to Emily's case, Duran's license expired. Therefore, the council didn't have any authority to act. The case closed more than a year and a half after Emily filed her complaint.
I still have anger about it because they're the agency that's supposed to keep people safe, and they didn't even so much as talk to me until they dismissed the case.
Once that license no longer exists, there is nothing we can do at that point. So
We asked Spinks what would happen if a counselor with a pending complaint tried to get relicensed.
what we do is we put a little tick on their application or their licensing file so that if they ever try to reinstate that license, at that point we can then reopen that investigation and move forward with it.
After we talked, they looked into the case.
And what I learned was that that individual had in fact applied for and reinstated their license, even though it had expired with the complaint pending.
You heard right. Max Duran did get his license back. Records show he'd applied for and got reinstated late last year. The agency discovered that special tracking wasn't done with complaints filed under the old system.
There wasn't anything showing staff that, hey, you need to be on the alert, this individual expired with a pending complaint.
He says they found 8 others filed under that old system and they've flagged those cases should those people reapply. But that wasn't all.
We also learned that our existing system had a problem in it.
He says the policy didn't explicitly state special tracking should remain if the council dismissed a complaint because a license expired. It does now after WFA brought the case to the council's attention.
We've corrected our system. We've shored it up against that happening again in the future.
We'd first met with Spinks August 23rd. 2 days later, on August 25th, an agency panel suspended Duran's license. It's now up to the council to decide whether his license will be revoked.
It's kind of a blessing in disguise in that we fixed a major gap in the fence.
Hi, Mr. Duran. This is Tanya Iser. We reached out by phone to Max Duran. He didn't respond, and his phone number no longer works. We also went to his address.
We can't answer the door right now.
State officials say Duran did not respond to notices about Emily's complaint. He also did not appear at 2 hearings. What would you say to her?
I hope she finds some comfort and solace in the fact that she did effect a change for an area that desperately needed that change. It did come at a cost, and that I can only apologize to her for.
Emily's frustrated and relieved all at once.
Relieved that it's finally being dealt with the way that it should have. Frustrated that it wasn't handled the way that it should have been in the first place.
In Dallas, I'm Tanya Iser.
Tomorrow morning on Daybreak, Tanya takes a look at the red flags to watch for. And after watching this story, if you have questions about what is happening, please reach out.